Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, so often we get fired up for the big game, and the big game disappoints. That's kind of been what has gone on in Duval on this Tuesday, November 5th, historic day here along the First Coast. Patiently waiting, right, for information. Trent Baalke, his craft, his ability to just sit back and really work the phones, communication top-notch. He's got moles scattered. He's got information coming from all sorts of different sources. And I thought today he would make a move. I thought today there was a possibility he would make a couple of moves. I mean, Shad Khan's money is irrelevant here. He gave Roy Robertson Harris $10 million, so we'll eat that. Thanks for the future first-round draft, or thanks for the future pick in Seattle. What was it, a sixth, a seventh? Cam Robinson, who's getting game balls now, along with Josh Oliver and everyone else in Minnesota. $7 million there, plus who knows what actually went on with the Deshaun Gibson decision yesterday, just flat out releasing him. He had guaranteed money of $525,000. So that's pretty close to $18 million right there that he just basically burnt, right? So money's not an option. Dead cap money's not an option. It's about getting better. And there was a lot of talk today that Travis Etienne was certainly on the block. Travis Etienne, was he benched Sunday in Philadelphia, right? He had a unforgivable lost ball on that interception. And that's the way that I would describe this. A 3-year veteran in his 4th year because he did not play as a rookie because of an injury. But there are certain things that you can overlook. There are things that Jacksonville did on Sunday that, in my opinion, are unforgivable. Trevor Lawrence throwing that interception with 1:42 to go to a third-string tailback in Dearness Johnson. You can ask the question that if Travis Etienne did not have that drop ball on an interception earlier in the game, would he have been in there instead of Johnson? We don't know, but he only got one touch in the second half. It was on the sideline. So was he damaged goods here? Don't know. Is he in the doghouse here? Don't know. He's battled through injuries primarily his entire career. Seems like there's always been something. The rib injury a year ago. He still went north of 1,400 yards from the line of scrimmage, even though his average per carry went down significantly, 5.1 to 3.8. I listen to what you say. And there's no doubt right now, Tank is the guy. Last year at this time, those same people who have Tank as the guy, you wanted Tank out of here. You gave up on Tank last year. Listen, I remember. I respect your opinion. I ask for it all the time. But I also need to set you straight every once in a while. I remember you giving up on Tyson Campbell. I remember you giving up on Tank Bigsby. I remember you giving up on Brenton Strange. It feels like right now a lot of you have given up on ETN, and I get it all the time. Move him. Get rid of him. He's not a bell cow. He's the second best back. Yeah, you picked up his 5th-year option. Move on. What could you really have gotten today for Travis Etienne? I have to believe that the phone line was ringing. He just did not see an offer that he thought was attractive enough to make the move, because this is really where things are. If you analyze it completely, Doug Peterson's gone. I mean, Doug Peterson can't save his job. Anything short of winning every game on the schedule and going into the playoffs and winning, that's the only way that he is going to be able to save his job. Trent Baalke is still making moves for his job. If you threw $10,000 on the table right now and said, Ballou, Forget about the radio shtick. Forget about this. Forget about that. Do you really believe that Trent Baalke is going to be the general manager by the time they start putting their work together for free agency and the NFL draft for 2025? My answer is yes. That's my answer. I'm not trying to do that to be odd. I'm not trying to do that to make a point. It's what I believe. I think he's in the year of Tony Khan, who I spoke with briefly Sunday in Philadelphia. His words to me was, this is a very challenging time. I absolutely believe he's in the year of Shad Khan. And I think the biggest concern for diehard Jaguar fans forever under the Khan regime, we don't know who his football people are. And that is petrifying. So, is the best way to get Trent Baalke out of here by losing all of these games? By going 2-15 or going 3-14 and having a top 5 pick? Right now, Jacksonville would select second in the NFL draft. There actually is, believe it or not, 9 teams in the NFL with only 2 wins. New England would, in fact, be on the clock. They would have the first draft pick. Is Doug Peterson going to go overboard here now to try to win these games to keep Trent Baalke on as the general manager? It's really interesting to think that way. I'm never going to come out here and say that Doug Peterson has tried to lose games. No, I don't believe that. He's a professional. He's trying to save his job. I mean, they almost won against Philadelphia. We've gone through it time and again and time and again. Jacksonville has lost 5 games by 5 points or less. Think about that for one moment. It's absolutely incredible. 5 points or less, 5 games. And, of course, last month, they've started all 4 games by doing nothing on offense and being down by double digits, again, really before you get comfortable and you get set into game mode. So that's what you're playing for right now. Doug Peterson, Ryan Nielsen, Press Taylor, etc., they're all gone. The only one who's not gone is Trent Baalke. So the moves he made today went as follows. Peddling away Travis Etienne for a future 5th round, 6th round pick, whatever, doesn't make Jacksonville better Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. Doesn't make Jacksonville better in 2 Sundays against the Detroit Lions. And I get it. He moved RRH and he moved Cam. Well, you kind of had to. Both guys had gone the other way. Right? They were no longer great team players. Cam making $1 million, sucking his thumb on the sideline a couple of weeks ago. You just can't have that. He's a bad teammate in a situation where you are losing, and you have to get rid of those problems. Travis Etienne, every time we see him, even when he was not playing, even when he was inactive, was doing what? Cheering on Tank Bigsby, cheering on Dearness Johnson. Looked like a really good teammate. He's been down, and I understand that he is a little bit in the doghouse right now, but I still think there's an ability for him to get out of it. I think for the future, and for the future head coach of this franchise in 2025, I like having Travis Etienne around for that season. I honestly do. I think it makes Jacksonville better. Even if you subscribe to the theory that it's Tank Bigsby, he's the guy who's going to get the football most. That's fine. That's another conversation we can have at another time. Brandon Sheriff is the biggest surprise for me. I just thought there'd be a veteran team out there who looked at Brandon Sheriff and said, can we plug him in for the next 2 months? The fact that he is far less than 100%. He was on the injury report again this week. He was on the injury report basically the entire year last season. I have to believe that the word going around the NFL is this man at the age of 32 is beaten up. And to ask to get 8 games plus out of him, 8 games plus the playoffs, is literally a flip of the coin. You know it, and I know it. He could go down this weekend against Minnesota. He could go down next weekend against Detroit. He's just, he's an aging warrior. I have a lot of respect for Brandon Sheriff. I don't think you can measure his heart. I think he's a really tough guy whose skills have diminished with age and with constant injuries. He's just not the same football player he used to be. But I thought there may have been a playoff team out there with so many teams still in it this year. It's really crazy. I mean, look at last night, Kansas City at home in the weather, taking on Tampa Bay with all those Buccaneer injuries, and you had to get it done in overtime. I mean, it's pretty crazy right now, this league. So that would be the biggest surprise for me. But my guess is that word got around that, I don't want to say damaged goods, but you just can't rely on him on a week-to-week basis because he keeps on going through injuries. Devin Lloyd, much in the category of Travis Etienne, even though there was talk, I'm glad the franchise didn't move him. He's the one guy that I'll be very interested in when they do make a coaching change, right? He will come up on the last year of his contract. I do not believe that Jacksonville and Trent Baalke will pick up his fifth-year option. I just don't. He's the third linebacker now behind Ventrell Miller and Aloakon, even though he got the second most amount of snaps on Sunday in Buffalo. He's still a good football player against the run. He is incredibly poor against the pass. We haven't gotten the opportunity to see this guy rush the passer. And this may come down to what it's all about. It's so convenient for all of us, including myself, to say time and again, why won't he rush the passer? He did so at Utah. Could there be this? He's not any good at it. They've tried it in practice. They've tried it in things that we haven't seen. And the instincts aren't there. The ability to get to the quarterback aren't there. Okay, he did it in the Pac-12 where he did a lot of different things, but he is basically a one-trick pony. He is a guy that plays well against the run. He's really poor in coverage, and we all want to see him get after opposing quarterbacks. It just doesn't happen. Even his one sack was, I forget the way that Dave Campbell defined it to us, but it was almost like I thought it was a delayed blitz by Lloyd. Campo had the proper terminology for it. Could that be the reason? Because you just sit around and you're like, why not rush him? I mean, why not send him? You spent $43.5 million on Eric Armstead, who's played 290 snaps. 170 of those have been on the edge. You're paying that amount of money to this man to be your third pass rusher, where he has 12 pressures and 1 sack in 9 games. Why not explore Devin Lloyd? What's there to lose? Plug in Lloyd. I mean, you lose every week. Why not plug him in? See what he can do. Keep Aloakon and Miller behind at their normal linebacker positions and see what, well, maybe they are like, because he can't do it. He just can't rush the passer. Anyway, I'm glad they didn't move Lloyd today. They never would have gotten anything worthy of him. And I do think there's a chance next year with a new defensive coordinator, with a new head coach. Can you possibly get anything out of Devin Lloyd in a contract year? And you may laugh at that because we said the same thing about Andre Sisco, right? Remember the whole talk where you're going to get Trevor done. You're going to get Campbell done. You're going to get Hines Allen done. You got to get Sisco done. Are you going to get Walker Little done? Are you going to get Devin Lloyd done? Well, those last 3, forget about it. Unless Walker Little stands on his head these next 2 months, he's not going to get a future contract. Your starting left tackle next year is going to be Anton Harrison. That's why I said last week, why not play Anton Harrison at left tackle? Instead of having a brand new coaching regime come in and say, Anton Harrison, 23 starts in college, 22 at left tackle, 34 starts in the NFL, 34 at right tackle. We're going to move him back to the left side. You're going to start all over again next year, right? But why is Doug Peterson going to do that? It's not going to help him, right? They're not going to do these type of things to help the future. They're trying to win right here today. But it is bizarre. So anyway, backups, guys like Muma, Dearness Johnson, trying to think of some meat in the middle. Could you have moved the Ledbetter? Could you have moved a player like that? And all that would have fetched you were conditional 7th-round picks. The Jaguars do elect to stand put, today, and don't end up making any moves. So if you want to comment on that, as always, the best way for you to get on in is 641-1010. That is on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, we're 45 minutes away from the first installment of the college football playoff rankings. I want to get ahead of that before they come out. So let's do that in about 15 to 20 minutes, right before they are revealed. In the meantime, I do want to get to some of your reaction on what the Jaguars didn't do today with the trade deadline that is come and gone. And I want to get into a conversation on Trevor Lawrence. I want to take a deep dive on this today. And it's fascinating to me because there's really no in-between with Trevor. Yet that's where I am. There's one or the other with you. Your mind has been made up. He's spectacular and part of awful coaching, or you're never going to make it. And you've already wiped your hands clean. There's no wait and see. There's no it could happen for him. And why the identity this early as only a 25-year-old quarterback who signed for 6.5 more years? He's not going anywhere. So for those who have given up, you better hope that the right man or men can come in and fix him. But some of you have already seen enough and say, come on, Ballou, he's 22 and 37 as a starter. It's never going to work. Others are the exact opposite. He's the best thing about this franchise. And you can give me a litany of reasons as to why he is struggling, everything around him. No matter what side you take, it's fine. But I want to explore that tonight. I want to get into it deep tonight about Trevor Lawrence, what we've seen, what we haven't seen. So I want to do that as well. And again, if you want to jump into that conversation, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, opening comments tonight and every night, brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Hate the fact that people are taken advantage of financially when it comes to cataract surgery, right? I mean, you go in for a checkup. Your doctor says you have an issue, you need cataract surgery, and you all of a sudden have several questions because you're shocked. You have no idea what cataract surgery is. And you turn and you ask your doctor and you say, well, can you answer this for me? And he'd say, I'd love to, but I have another appointment. I've got to see a patient. So I'm going to send you down to the hall, the second one down there. Yeah, take the right and go have a conversation with our surgery counselor. And he or she is going to explain everything to you about cataract surgery. And you're the patient. You're like, yeah, but they're not performing the surgery. I would like to talk with you. And he's like, I can't. I have to see another patient. It's as simple as that. At Shmunez Vision, you'll sit down with Dr. Neil Shmunez. You'll sit down with Dr. Catherine Shmunez. Regardless of the amount of time that you need and the questions that you want answers to, Shmunez Vision is going to provide them to you by the individuals, the doctors, who will actually perform the surgery. It's just one of the many things they do at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. Also, you can go to Instagram, get all the testimonials at Shmunez Vision as well. We are jam-packed. It is a Tuesday in Duval. A lot on the plate as far as the Jags and, of course, the college football playoff rankings. They are coming out at 7 o'clock.
Join Hacker, Leon, and Coach Campo for the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter.
From Island Girls Cigar Bar on Gate Parkway.
Yes. 2 hours after the final whistle on game day. Brought to you by Von Rowan Lawn and Hurricane Grill and Wings on 1010XL.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hickens' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
1010XL celebrates high scorers.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes.
In class and on the court.
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at mackenziesrun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. mackenziesrun.org.
Total Wine and More is having a Taste of Town November 8th and 9th from noon to 6, both days. Enjoy great liquor brands, craft beer, and more. Brackish Vodka is excited to announce 6 additional flavors, and all can be sampled and purchased at the Total Wine and More Taste of Town November 8th and 9th. Come to Total Wine at the Town Center and sample great local brands. Brackish Vodka is a proud partner of the Jaguars and proud to be supporting the Taste of Town.
Hacker here, and let me tell you, this is the stuff I never thought I'd say. I now weigh 209 pounds thanks to Awaken 180. To put that in perspective, I'm down from a triple XL to a large. My waist has dropped 10 inches from a 48 to a 38. I honestly never thought I'd get to this point. And one of the best parts now is that I get to be so active and play every afternoon with my 5-year-old little Hack. Now, none of this would have been possible without Awaken 180 weight loss. They don't just help you lose weight, they make the impossible possible. We're celebrating this Saturday at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach for a Florida-Texas watch party. Yes, I will be eating, and yes, I'll be drinking. Both are approved while losing weight with Awaken 180. Now, if you're ready for your own transformation, making the impossible possible, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com. If they did this for me, they can do it for you too.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight till 8 o'clock. Very busy Tuesday. The NFL trade deadline is come and gone. No activity for the Jags. They did move Roy Robertson-Harris a couple of weeks ago. Cam Robinson went to Minnesota. It's Cam week. Cam rolls back into Duval. They're going to roll out the red carpet for a guy who made over $1 million 2 Sundays ago and sucked his thumb on the sideline. Imagine making $1 million. That's good money, JJ. He refused to go in the game. Made $1 million. You always hear about the NFLPA complaining about stuff. How about the league fighting it? We dealt with that with Jalen Ramsey 5 years ago. He sat out 3 games, faked a back injury.
He was told before the game he wasn't going to start. So it was like, hey, then trade me. And I guess if you're him, it's probably better to not go in there. And I mean, I get where he's coming from by not wanting to play after you've been told you're not going to start, basically knowing that you're about to be traded. But, yeah, the job is to play, so you play. But, no, the NFL Players Association, I feel like, would never go against one of their own for something.
No, they wouldn't. But I wonder if the NFL could find something.
The owners or something?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, why not? They asked him to go in.
Injuries is like, well, prove that he wasn't injured. I mean, this is different than the Jalen one because, especially with a back.
Well, Jalen was inactive. He said he was out. The difference here is that Cam, they asked him, are you okay? And he said, yeah, I can go. And so they got the clearance, and they said, okay, good. You're on the bench.
But we never.
We're going with Walker Little.
It was never told to us that that's what happened because when asked about it, Doug Peterson, he says that didn't happen. That there was no argument. There was no one asked him to go in the game. So,
yeah, others will say that happened.
Yeah, people who actually are telling the truth.
Great. And the college football rankings come out at 7 o'clock. I want to hammer that in about 10 minutes or so, right before they are released. A great comment yesterday from our texters, as we get tons every night during the show at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Someone asked me straight up, is Trevor no good or are they ruining him? And it really is very intriguing because you could take a massive deep dive on this and analyze everything around it, okay? What I want to say is the latter. I want to support the latter. This coaching staff has ruined him. And it's shocking to me because I thought Doug Peterson was the perfect individual to come on in and work with Trevor Lawrence, considering, what he did in Philadelphia. And I'm well aware of the Carson Wentz stuff, but still winning a Super Bowl and everything that happened along those lines. Electing, and listen, if you missed the interview I did with ESPN Sal Paolantonio on Friday, he got really angry with me when I doubled down asking about Doug Peterson and why Doug Peterson made the same mistake with a second franchise by being so incredibly loyal to Press Taylor that's going to be the major reason why he loses his job. Okay, he's 2-7. That's the major reason. But sticking with Press Taylor, I mean, he should have done it 3 or 4 weeks ago when this offense couldn't do anything, when this offense doesn't score points to begin games. Make a change. Announce that Doug Peterson is now going back to calling plays like he did his first year here when Trevor Lawrence had his best season. Trevor Lawrence regressed last year. He's doing a better job this year protecting the football, not nearly as many turnovers, right? The ETN one wasn't his fault. That first fumble a couple of weeks ago against Green Bay, again, in my opinion, is unforgivable. But if you go and you look at that route that was run the wrong way, I think it was Kirk in Washington. I spoke with Parker Washington in the locker room after the game on Sunday night in Philadelphia, and he told me again that he ran a couple of wrong routes. So that's a problem. I mean, that was week 8. It's now week 9. You can't have these professionals running the wrong routes. There was also a missed block. I mean, there's plenty of support. That's my point. There's plenty of ways to support Trevor Lawrence. But there still are examples of Trevor Lawrence where he just cannot do that. And you can't fumble on the 5-yard line against Green Bay. You cannot throw that interception with 1:42 to go in the game in Philadelphia with a third-string running back. It's a bad play. You throw the ball away. Or you tuck it and try to pick up some yards yourself. Like, he had a good ground game. He scored a couple of touchdowns. Trevor's good with his feet. Or you throw the ball away. So he does make mistakes that are incredibly concerning. The other part of all of this, which is just mystifying to me, but maybe this is where you can tell the most about the lack of development for Trevor Lawrence. He is at his best when they are trailing and they are in a no huddle. He is at his best regardless of what's being said in his headset, where he has full autonomy to line up the guys the way that he wants and call the plays the way that he wants. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a 25-year-old should have the entire set of keys to the offense and forget about your quarterback coach and your offensive coordinator and your head coach. Just hand the football over to the 25-year-old and let him run it. No, I'm not saying that. He needs coaching. He needs better coaching. But he is a better football player under those set of circumstances where they don't huddle and they're at the line of scrimmage and he's calling plays, whether it's with hand signals or vocal, I don't know. That tends to work. This football team looks like they do not practice when they begin games. 31 yards. I still can't get over this. 31 yards in the first half at Philadelphia. 1 first down in 30 minutes of play against Philadelphia. They averaged 2.2 points a game in the first quarter. This team is always asleep when they begin games. And what do you do more than anything as you prepare for your football game? You script your offensive plays. You go over it and over it and over it. You should see the Miller Electric Center. It's phenomenal, where they have this life-size screening room, if you will. And you can line up your 11. And the way that the video board is, you will have a picture, live in-game picture, film of the Philadelphia Eagles. And all 11 guys in real size, okay, lining up on a incredible projection that when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. That is the technology that the Jaguars have. It's state-of-the-art. It's the best in all of sports. It's not the old days where you're looking at crusty film. You have life-size members of the Eagles, and you can see everything that they are doing defensively, the checks at the line of scrimmage, whether they're in nickel, whether they're in base, substitutions, everything, it's right there. That's your full-time job. Understand what you need to do on the offensive side. Shad Khan spent the money. It comes on the heels of Urban Meyer complaining. If you want to thank Urban Meyer for something, thank him for that. He provided them the best of everything that you have in sports. And they put this together in the classroom there, time and again. We're going to do this. 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 Our plays are scripted. And what does Jacksonville do? 3 and out, 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 3 and out. They look like they don't even practice. They look like they diagram plays in the dirt when the defense is out on the football field. That is a complete lack of good coaching. And Trevor Lawrence struggles in a huddle. Trevor Lawrence struggles knowing what that play is going to be early in the game. But why is it that in town, everyone wants such a definition on Trevor Lawrence? You want to throw everyone else out and say Trevor is the guy. Trevor is going to be a great quarterback. And I want to believe that. But my confidence was lost a year ago compared to 2022. And my confidence this year hasn't risen in 9 games. It's very flat. I'm starting to wonder for the first time, is it never going to work for Trevor Lawrence? Okay? That has been a part of my thought process. The great ones do this. The great ones do that. I don't care how good you are, you make mistakes. Brady made mistakes. Manning made mistakes. Heck, look at all the mistakes Lord Favre made. 9 interceptions so far this year for Patrick Mahomes. He makes mistakes. Josh Allen makes mistakes. The great quarterbacks make mistakes. I don't have a problem with making mistakes. I don't. I have a problem with fumbling on the 5-yard line. I have a problem with him throwing the game away with 1:42 to go in the corner of the end zone on what is a jump ball to a running back, a third-string running back. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Those of you who say it's never going to work, I would caution you to pump the brakes just a little bit, okay? He's not going anywhere. You've invested $275 million in this guy. What he needs is fresh eyes, fresh ideas, and a totally new staff. But right now, the arrow is pointing down. And I understand that some numbers support it. Pro Football Focus and Next Gen and whatever. They'll throw stuff out there. No one is more productive 20 yards or more than Trevor Lawrence in the NFL. Great numbers, right? Okay. And then you look at the game on Sunday, Brian Thomas Jr. has 4 targets, 2 receptions, 22 yards. Okay? Awful. Again, I want to point more to coaching than I do want to point to Trevor Lawrence. But Trevor Lawrence also was out there when he was in helter-skelter mode and did not even throw the ball, didn't even go in the direction of Brian Thomas Jr. late in the football game. Didn't even go his way. And I know that Doug, conflict in answers. Doug Peterson said that they were clouding their coverage. They had more than one guy. They weren't going to let Brian Thomas Jr. beat you. Brian Thomas Jr. in the Jaguars locker room after the game said that was not the case. The coverage wasn't any different than what he had faced in his earlier 8 football games. So even trying to get a correct answer is pretty interesting right now. These guys just aren't on the same page. Here's the bottom line, okay? Everyone else is going to leave except for Trevor. All right, a few will stick. I mean, you're going to have Campbell for a few more years. You're going to have Hines Allen for a few more years. You hope that Brian Thomas Jr. is a star. We'll check Tank Bigsby in 2 more years the way that they actually treat running backs in this league. I'd love to think that Trayvon Walker has earned an extension. Are you going to pay Trayvon Walker top edge money in the NFL? Are you going to pay him more than what you just paid Josh Hines Allen? He's not going to give you a hometown discount. He's the number 1 pick. He's having a really good year. It's simple. If you pay him the top money. That's the way it is. And that's another part that is on the shoulders of Trent Baalke. He overpays, especially the Tyson Campbell contract. Guy's been nowhere near a Pro Bowl. He overpaid for him. He overpaid for a lot of these free agents. Remember the criticism with Big Foley or Zay Jones? Or he certainly doesn't underpay. He overpays. But I am a little bit surprised that this early in his career, at the age of 25, 3.5 years in, that people want this defined today. And the way I would look at it is my confidence is not where it once was with Trevor. I think there are holes in his game. I think the lack of confidence comes into play a lot of times during 4 quarters worth of football. I still believe he has a chance. It's going to take the right coaching staff, and that is so hard to try to figure out. Yeah, I hear people say, oh, go get Joe Brady, go get Joe Brady. You know, look what he did at LSU with Joe Burrow. Look at what Joe Brady's doing in Buffalo with Josh Allen. Well, you remember who the hot offensive coordinator was a couple of years ago with Josh Allen in Buffalo? Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll will be lucky to survive after 2 years in New York. He's probably going to get fired. Just because you're the hot offensive coordinator doesn't mean it's going to work as being a head coach. All this interest in Ben Johnson, we don't know if Ben Johnson's going to be a great coach. There are great coordinators who are not great coaches. I like the idea. I like the idea simply because I want Trevor Lawrence to be with an offensive coach who calls plays. Yes, you hire an offensive coordinator. Yes, you hire a quarterback's coach. But I want the head coach calling plays. Why? Well, it's the same reason that if you hire Belichick or you hire Mike Vrabel, you bring in a hot offensive coordinator. What happens? The team turns around. They do so well, they make it to the playoffs, that hot offensive coordinator ends up getting picked up by another team to become their head coach. If you hire an offensive head coach who calls plays, you don't have to worry about that. You can lose your quarterback coach. You can lose your offense coordinator. Okay, it breaks up the room. But you are still calling the plays. That's why this hire has to be perfect. At the age of 25, that has, and as much as I'd love Belichick to be here, I'd love to be able to personally cover Bill Belichick for a few years. It would be just incredible. I would rather have them hire a brilliant offensive mind. And when you hire that brilliant offensive mind, the press conference better sound like this. I'm calling plays. Not I'm bringing with me this former wide receivers coach or this former quarterbacks coach, and we're going to hand him the keys and tell him to run. No, because if you do well, you just lose him in a year. Hayes Carline had a great column on this a month ago. You look around, it's tough to do. But you know who did it for more than, 12, 13, 14 years? Sean Payton, Drew Brees. That was the perfect marriage. They won 1 Super Bowl. Would you take that in the next 12 years? 14 years? And what do you think? This organization's going to win 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Bowls? Wouldn't you take 1 in the next dozen years? Of course you would. After 30 years of being patient and a few trips to the AFC Championship game. So that's what needs to happen. And again, I'm shocked that this thing fell apart with Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, and Mike McCoy. I really am. Now, Jim Bob Cooter leaving hurt a little bit, but I just assumed that this staff was going to be able to work with him, and it hasn't. It's totally regressed. And now it feels like they're on the opposite end of everything, and that it's been a constant struggle. So, man, you want to comment on that? You can. I know it's frustrating for you. I wish I could say it in simpler terms. This hire isn't about Tyson Campbell. This hire isn't about Ventrell Miller. This hire isn't about Evan Ingram. It's not about Anton Harrison. okay? This hire is about Trevor Lawrence. All of your thought, everything that goes into it is about developing your franchise quarterback. Everything else is secondary. You have to find the right guy who can motivate him and make him better. And I think this staff really tried. I do. I think they put an A-plus effort into it. It just didn't work. And it needs to be blown up. And you got to start all over. All right, much more to do. An early look at the college football playoff rankings. They're going to come out at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll give you the latest as far as the prognostication on the other side.
Hey, Icken here for Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Slow, and I want to talk to you today about having a grateful spirit. As we journey in life, it's so easy to take things for granted. But I want to encourage you to never get tired of thanking God for your blessings. Take time also to thank the people in your life who have and are helping you to become the person you are today. Don't go through life complaining. Go through life praising.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen. Energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, save 20% on your entire project. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
Everything about the game has changed, except for the most important thing. What you have inside. It is what drives the game. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything, turns an athlete into a legend. Gatorade, is it in you?
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
This is Dr. Michael Iorio, internal medicine physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Already a team dealing with injuries, the Jags returned back from Philadelphia even more short-staffed, with more players going down. Anton Harrison and Cooper Hodges were some of the worrisome injuries to the O-line, as well as Brandon Sheriff. Doug Peterson gave an update on some of the headlining injuries to kick off this morning's press conference.
Anton's fine. Just tweaked his knee. They looked at it, taped it up, braced it during the game. He should be fine. Brandon Sheriff, same thing, because he was coming out of the week before with his knee injury. Played extremely tough, physical, but he'll be fine. He's sore, kind of day to day. Should be fine. Cooper Hodges is the one that's we're gonna miss him. Probably for the rest of the year.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, coming up in just a little bit, they will announce the first installment of the college football playoff rankings. Be interesting to see how that lines up compared to other polls. For what it's worth, I've been going to USA Today quite a bit. I think they've done a good job this year as far as their prognostication. Now, this is for season ending. I do have another one here, which I probably should do as well. You know what? I tell you what, I have an opportunity to do them both. This is what they see at the end of the year, though. Oregon winning the Big Ten with a bye. Georgia, the SEC with a bye. Miami, the ACC with a bye. BYU, the Big 12. A bye. Ohio State, the first at large. They're number 5. They would play host to number 12, Boise State, out of the Mountain West. The 5th conference champion, the only one without a bye. The other 4 I just told you. Number 6, Texas, would play host to number 11, LSU. Wow. What a game that would be. Number 7, Penn State, would play host to number 10, Tennessee. And then the Battle of Indiana. Number 8, Notre Dame in South Bend, would get number 9, Indiana. And, of course, the top 4 seeds with a bye, they would take the 4 winners on, and that would move towards bowl games. This is from CBS Sports. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes. They do project college football rankings. Well, it is different then it's interesting because I guess the way that these rankings are going to come out, they don't put it by conference champions. They put it by who they think are right now the best teams. Case in point, it goes Oregon, Ohio State, top 2 teams from the Big Ten. Georgia, Miami at 4, Texas 5, BYU 6, Penn State, Tennessee, Boise State, Notre Dame, and Indiana. All right. There you have it. Let's see. The Athletic, is it, it's a little different. Oregon, Ohio State, Miami, Georgia. They have Notre Dame all the way up at 5 here. Penn State, Indiana, Texas, Boise State, Tennessee, Alabama, BYU, SMU. The final one I'll give you is Sports Illustrated. Number 1, Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, ND, BYU, Indiana, Alabama, and Boise State. So I'm glad that those 3 entities have things that are different, because whenever you have the Associated Press poll or the old college football coaches poll, it does vary, and it should at this point. With a lot of football left, I wasn't sure that it worked that way, and we'll see if it changes when these are released here coming up in just a couple of minutes. But I guess the way it will come forward is by the way that they have teams ranked, not the top 4 projected conference champions who will eventually get a first-round bye. And for what it's worth, I think that's the right way to do it.
By the way, I assumed the entire season, I don't know if you have, but I assumed the entire season that it was the winner of the ACC, the winner of the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big 12 each get the bye.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. It's the highest ranked 4 conference champions. So it could be Boise, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Getting
Absolutely.
that seed over the Big 12.
Absolutely.
Assuming, obviously,
Right.
BYU would have to lose a couple times.
No question.
But
right.
Boise winning their conference and only having 1 loss and it being a close-ass game at Oregon, which no one talks about that. That was really early in the season.
Yeah.
I was shook when Matt said that today.
No,
I had no idea.
Yeah, I actually was aware of that.
Okay.
I always assumed that the non-power conferences would be the 5th conference champion. But you look at Texas Tech beating Iowa State. If
Huge.
something crazy did happen in the Big 12, and all of a sudden you got all these Big 12 teams, even after they win their conference championship game, with, let's say, 2 losses, and Boise wins them all, you can make the case that they could get the 4th seed in the first-round bye.
Because if you probably put them on a neutral site like Boise versus, let's just say it was Iowa State, I mean, it's probably pretty damn close in the point spread. I don't even know who would be favored. Iowa State almost lost to UCF. They just lost last week pretty easily to Texas Tech. That conference right now, I feel like I haven't watched enough of it because every week I look at the scores and I'm like, wow, that's insane. Everything happening in the Pac-12 or Big 12 looks very fun.
Let me pull up. We got to hit to this break. Let me pull up the WAC real quick, though, before we do. I know you referenced that one game. Where the heck is it, for crying out loud?
Well, Boise's in a different conference now, right?
Boise's still in the Mountain.
Mountain
Mountain West.
yes.
Mountain West. What did I say? The West.
WAC.
The Mountain WAC's been gone forever. The Mountain West. I mean, hey, that's what you have.
They are tied right now with Colorado State, both 4-0. We saw them beat UNLV at that late night Friday night game.
They lost 37-34 to Oregon. That's right.
Very close game. Oregon had to. I think they returned 2 kicks in that game.
This Saturday they have Nevada. Then they go to San Jose State. Then they go to Wyoming, and then they host Oregon State. So that is what remains.
Not counting their title game.
Right.
Which would probably be Colorado State at this point, I guess.
Let's take a look at the Mountain West as far as the overall standings. And you talk about West Coast bias. Oh, my goodness, man. A lot of people just don't watch this particular conference play. 4-0 is Colorado. So I watched Colorado State play Colorado.
who they lost. Obviously,
that was the one game I watched.
Conference game, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it looks like a two-team race. The Aztecs are still in it, and the Rebels, UNLV, their quarterback left, San Diego State, still in it as well. But it looks like it's going to be a collision course between Boise State and Colorado State. Interesting. They don't face one another during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you said that earlier.
It's very ace. That is like the number one thing that I've noticed this season in all conferences, with all the conference realignment and like how we have so many teams in all these conferences. You see this in every conference. These teams aren't playing each other. Like Miami, SMU, Clemson, they don't play each other. The three of them don't play each other at all. Like you see in the SEC how many teams aren't playing each other. It sucks. I mean, yeah, it was cool bringing Oklahoma and Alabama, and Texas in, but you don't get the matchups that you used
the
to
exception could be Oregon, Ohio State. That could be 3 times in 1 year.
Yes.
That could happen.
I'm just saying that, like, Clemson doesn't even play Miami this year.
I know. But, if they – and now after Clemson's loss, that's over.
Yeah, if SMU wins out, they're in the ACC title game, and Clemson's out unless Miami slips up, which I am pessimistic Canes guy, but I have that Syracuse game circled. I hope they don't lose this week. Haynes King is coming back. Like, we know he's a very good veteran quarterback, but if I would think out of the 3 remaining regular season games left, that last weekend at Syracuse, where they basically would have already had the ACC title game wrapped up, like an appearance wrapped up, I could definitely see Kyle McCord putting up huge numbers against that secondary. And Miami, we've seen a lot of these games are, in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, I mean,
so I could see another shootout with Syracuse in a couple
This isn't going to be easy for Clemson. They got 2 road games. At Va Tech, they get him in the afternoon, not at night, and then at Pitt, who really got bombed this past weekend. But again,
I would say Va Tech's better than Pitt.
That's in the cold, and it's a noon game, so they actually catch a break there. And then it's the Citadel in South Carolina. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, they don't have an opportunity to take on SMU head-to-head.
Or Miami.
And we've drawn up a scenario all year where we have assumed it is going to be Clemson and Miami. It's no longer going to be. I thought, for what it was worth, after their opening day loss to Georgia, I thought Clemson was among the most improved teams this year in college football. They did not play. I actually watched that game from my hotel room in Philadelphia on Saturday.
Oh, they were terrible. Dude, the final score wasn't even close to what it actually was. Louisville destroyed them. Clemson's offense looked like Florida State's on Saturday. Like, they were down 2 or 3 scores in the fourth quarter, and they were running the slowest, like, hey, let's run the ball, let's huddle up, let's hike the ball with like 3 seconds left in the play clock. It was maddening. I don't know what was going on. Dabo came out after the game and said, we let the players down. We just weren't ready. They were coming out of a bye, I believe. Like, it was shocking how bad Clemson was on Saturday.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take our top of the hour break. Come back. We'll give you the first installment of the college football playoff rankings. We'll also get to your thoughts. A ton rolling in on Trevor Lawrence, a ton rolling in on the Jaguars. Again, if you want to be a part of that, the best way is our text line. That is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
He's fearless in the face of danger when entering enemy territory.
What is your mission?
Get insights and interviews from Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline when he takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
There are trucks, then there's the truck, GMC Sierra, with available features like the V8 engine, the ultimate luxury interior, and of course, the available world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC has the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. With manufacturer incentives and Nimnick discounts, you won't find deals like Nimnick's anywhere else in Jacksonville. Who's got more new Sierras at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. Shop 24/7 at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. So remember, for the best trucks around, it's nobody but Nimnick. You can shop at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit that terrific showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Hacker here, and let me tell you, this is the stuff I never thought I'd say. I now weigh 209 pounds thanks to Awaken 180. To put that in perspective, I'm down from a triple XL to a large. My waist has dropped 10 inches from a 48 to a 38. I honestly never thought I'd get to this point. And one of the best parts now is that I get to be so active and play every afternoon with my 5-year-old little hack. Now, none of this would have been possible without Awaken 180 weight loss. They don't just help you lose weight, they make the impossible possible. We're celebrating this Saturday at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach for a Florida-Texas watch party. Yes, I will be eating, and yes, I'll be drinking. Both are approved while losing weight with Awaken 180. Now, if you're ready for your own transformation, making the impossible possible, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss at Awaken180weightloss.com. If they did this for me, they can do it for you too.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Pro-Jax Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projaxroofingfl.com.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley.
Hi, Ken.
Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that limescale stuff that makes my taps all crusty? That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome limescale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the college football rankings are coming out, and as expected, it's a dog and pony show. They're trying to carry it for an hour, so they started at 25, and they've gone up to number 15. But, they just blow through 25 to 20. All of a sudden, you get to 16, it's Mississippi, and they stop for 5 minutes and have a conversation because it's an SEC team. And then at number 15, they did get to LSU. So that is where they are right now, and we'll get you the latest information as soon as it is available. But again, they're really extending this quite a bit as we would expect them to do. Couple of quick things in the world of wagering. This is really off the chart because two ways that I think a lot of people can make money gambling is by sticking to these two components, which would be if you just consistently did every game this way, which I know that gamblers can't do because every game is different and you don't always play teams, you play numbers, you play trends. But the NFL, is it becoming a little bit too predictable? 30 of the 32 teams played this week, okay? So we had 15 games. The favorites went 14-1. Okay? 14-1. 78% of the games. Since the beginning of October, favorites are 58-16. So just keep that in mind for what it's worth. I mean,
straight up.
Yeah, straight up. We see upsets all the time, and straight up, it certainly doesn't mean that they covered all of those games by laying points, but there's ways that you can do that. You can play money line. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. Obviously, there's more risk with those 16 losses, going to cost you more than straight up wagering.
And usually in the NFL, the lines are so close anyway. They're typically like 4, 3, 3.5. So it's not crazy to have lots of underdogs win straight up on a Sunday. So that stat is very non-NFL. I'm shocked to hear that.
All right, I'm trying to figure out what ESPN is doing here. We'll come back and have it all for you after the break.
I think they took like the first 15, or now they're putting them in a bracket.
But I think they're going to go exactly against what I assumed that they would do. I thought they were going to rank the top 25 teams. I'm wondering if they're going to put the 4 conference champions into the quarterfinals automatically. I can't see how you could put a second team from one conference in like Ohio State. So I think this is going to change a little bit because right now they have Boise State as the 12 and they have BYU in as a 4. Right now, they've posted 10, 11, 12, and 4.
Yeah, so they have BYU ranked 9th, but with the first-round bye seeded 4th being projected as the Big 12 champ.
There you go, number 9.
So they're going to rank all of them like 1 or 25-1, but then they're going to be like, hey, this is what the bracket would look like if they win the, that conference.
Okay, the top half, let's see here, 12 through 9. Well, they just went to a commercial break.
Well, I got it right here. So Boise's 12, Bama 11,
right,
and Notre Dame 10. And right outside of that, SMU is 13.
Okay, so the first team out.
SMU like above LSU, above Ole Miss, which surprised me a little bit. And are you surprised Notre Dame is so high? Like, I get that they've been pretty resilient after that loss, but it was to Northern Illinois at home.
It was, yeah.
But the Texas
Terrible
A&M
game.
loss is huge, or win is huge, but I just can't get over that loss.
No.
I'm sorry. The loss to me means more than the win against Texas A&M.
I would agree with that. All right, so we need to take a quick break anyway since we went over on our last part. So we'll come back and we'll have everything in for you as far as the college football playoffs first rankings. One other note, after being released yesterday, Deshaun Gibson going back to San Francisco. He has been added today to their practice squad. Of course, he was a part of their team in 2022 and 2023. So Deshaun Gibson, who did virtually nothing around here, had $525,000 of guaranteed money, which he pocketed, is going to be getting paid again on a weekly basis, at least now, as a member of the San Francisco practice squad. That's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $12,000 to $14,000, $15,000 a week. Pretty good work there for Deshaun Gibson. Again, signing moments ago with the San Francisco 49ers. When we come back, we'll have the college football playoff projected bracket. We'll take a look at that on the other side.
A sturdy defense keeps your end zone safe like a superior fence keeps your family and pets safe.
It's fantastic.
After the game, catch the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my successful back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
water. Find your why with membership at the First Coast YMCA. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Come try free access to your local Y every Wellness Wednesday this month. Check out our fitness classes, swimming, pickleball, youth sports, and so much more for free every Wednesday in October. Plus, we'll waive the join fee when you become a member this month. Get active, be social, live healthier, and discover all the benefits of YMCA membership at your local Y or visit fcymca.org.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sonny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all-you-can-eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops upon Avedra.
For birthdays, anniversaries, or any situation that requires something really special, visit the Kuhn Flowers showroom on Beach Boulevard and select something that you can't find anywhere else. 1010XL's Andrew Gibson here, and that's the direction I head, Kuhn Flowers.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
But it's at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Thursday nights. We're going old school Friday night, 7 to 9. No, just tell us when and where, and we'll be there, and hopefully you follow. We love it. Great stuff tonight. Haven't really had an opportunity to get to many of you on the text line. We've just have been busy. And we now have ESPN in their top 25 playoff projected bracket. Okay? And it's incredibly confusing. If you just look at it, you're like, what are they doing? What they did is they ranked teams 1 through 25, but then they took those ranked teams and put them into the proper landscape of the 4 conference champions. The most obvious one there is Ohio State, which was ranked second, yet they would be a 5 seed they would not get a first-round bye.
Because Oregon's won.
Right.
And they get that one.
Let me give you the top 12 teams. The first two out are SMU at 13, Texas A&M at 14. So they're right on the cusp. They're just barely out. And we just talked about SMU. They're really in a fantastic position. They win all these games. They beat Miami for the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship game. They're going to be a top 4 seed. Oregon is 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Miami 4. Okay? They don't all get first-round buys because this is just their projection as far as the ranking heading into this weekend's games. Texas 5, Penn State 6, Tennessee, Indiana 7 and 8, BYU 9, which should be the highest-ranked Big 12 team, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Boise State. So, with that said, the teams who would get a bye, number 1, Oregon, the Big 10. Number 3, Georgia, which would be the number 2 seed, right? They're third in rankings, but 2 as far as the seed because they represent the SEC. Miami gets a number 4 ranking, but gets a 3 seed repping the Atlantic Coast Conference, and BYU is ranked 9th. They get the number 4 seed. Here we go. First round games, 12 against 5 on the campus of Ohio State. It would be the Buckeyes and Boise State. The winner would move on to take on BYU. Your 8 and 9 matchup would be in Knoxville. Tennessee would face Indiana. The winner of that game would get number 1, Oregon. How about this matchup, man? Number 11 and number 6, Alabama at Texas in Austin. The winner gets Miami. JJ's thoughts coming up here in just a second. Number 10, Notre Dame. Number 7, Penn State. That is in Happy Valley. The winner of that game gets the number 2 seed in Georgia. What do you like or dislike?
Well, first of all, I think Tennessee being in number 7 in the top 10 is an absolute catastrophe. I don't know what they've done. They beat Bama this year. Cool.
Beat Florida in overtime.
Wow. Should have lost to Florida, lost to Arkansas. Barely snuck by Oklahoma. Oklahoma is one of the worst teams in college football. This Tennessee thing is just based on SEC bias. We already get it. I also don't like Georgia being ahead of Miami. I think that's insane. I think Georgia looked absolutely terrible last week. Their quarterback sucks. He's sucked all year long. They lost to Alabama, who is not the Alabama of old. They almost lost to Kentucky. They should have lost to Florida last week. I don't know what the hell we're seeing with Georgia right now to put them that high. But whatever. It's still early. I'm not really upset about any of it. I think Georgia should obviously still be in there. They shouldn't be that high. I think Tennessee should be closer to 12 than 5. That's for damn sure.
No.
And I think we're going to get rid of these teams. We're going to get rid of Indiana. Hopefully we'll get rid of BYU. But yeah, no complaints really.
All right, let's peek ahead here real quick. What could change beginning with these noon games? Purdue goes to Ohio State. Miami's got a nasty trip to Georgia Tech. There's no other way to say it. Georgia Tech is nasty. I mean, that is going to be a ball game, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
Every game with Miami is a ball game.
Right.
So I expect nothing less on Saturday.
Florida, Texas, on paper it looks like a Texas blowout, but, this Florida team plays hard. They really do. And that's coming from a Florida State grad whose team does not play hard. And they're talking about Lagway being back. It's easy for me to say. There's no way I would play him this weekend. I try to get him ready for LSU, Mississippi, and Florida State. But those are your noon games. 3:30. Lane Kiffin and company are going crazy that they didn't get a night game, and I think it really would have helped out Mississippi. Georgia goes to Ole Miss. Georgia's only favored by 2.5 points. That's going to be a mammoth game this coming Saturday. Michigan at Indiana. Again, you just hear it, and you think, okay, possible upset. Michigan's really struggled. They have. They're not in the category of Florida State, but they're kind of in the category of like an Oklahoma or a USC. A team that has really regressed this season. Let's see some other notable games. Maryland goes all the way out to Oregon. Oregon's favored by 25. Mississippi State, arguably the worst team in the Southeastern Conference. They go to Knoxville at night. Tennessee favored by 24. God, I look at this and I want to puke. Notre Dame is a 26.5-point favorite against Florida State. 26.5 points. Alabama at LSU.
Love it.
Saturday night, 7:30. Bama's a 3-point road favorite. Wow. I mean, I'm just, and I won't even have the Florida State game on volume. I'll have it on Bama LSU.
That's
I've got to.
An elimination game.
Yeah.
You would think.
6-2, 6-2. Absolutely.
Will not make the playoffs. And whoever wins is probably a lock.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma goes to Missouri. Oklahoma's actually favored at Missouri by 2.5.
Whoa.
Do we need to take your mortgage money and put that on Mizzou? What's going on there? We check the injuries first.
Yeah, Missouri, I know that they haven't been super great this year, but they're still in the top 25. They're still 6-2, and they still have that amazing wide receiver. Oklahoma, they can't score at all. That point spread looks so crazy that I wouldn't bet it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, they know something I don't know.
They've gone back to Jackson Arnold. If I would have told you that last year's national championship game, you have Michigan, a 14-point underdog at Indiana. Of course, Michigan won it all. And you have UW, who they faced, is a 13-point underdog at Penn State.
Even without saying that they won the national championship last year, I would never see that block M next to the IU logo and expect them to be favored. Like, that to me is insane. Just growing up, IU was always terrible in the Big Ten. Obviously a basketball school, and Michigan was always up there. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by the point spread knowing what happened this year, but I would be if you told me before the season. But, yeah, Indiana's offense puts up crazy numbers. So I expect Michigan to not be able to hang in that game whatsoever. I would take Indiana to cover if I had to.
Tell you what we're going to start to hear, and I haven't really gone that deep into it, but it's going to be a really big conversation piece. And I made this 30 years ago, talking about, how important was it to win the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden when it would be Syracuse against Georgetown, when the real thing begins a few days later, the NCAA tournament. Do you want to play all those games? And whenever I would interview coaches to a man, they would basically tell me to shut up, that you play every game, you want to win every game. But I look at a team like Penn State. They have Washington remaining, at Purdue, at Minnesota, home with Maryland. You can make the point that if Penn State wins out, they are in better shape by not having to play a week later when Oregon plays Ohio State in the conference championship game. They get a bye. Sure, they get Notre Dame in the first round, or actually they have Tennessee in the first round. They host Tennessee in the first round of the projected field of 12. And you got to play that week where the winner of Oregon-Ohio State obviously gets the bye then. But you've never heard anything ever like that in college football. And that's going to be a talking point as we get closer to that conference championship weekend.
I would say it could happen in the ACC, but now seeing tonight's rankings, they dropped Clemson way back. So it's going to be hard, but I was going to say the example, let's say, Miami beats SMU. And so SMU's only two losses are to BYU and Miami, two teams in the playoff. And let's say Clemson only had the same number of losses. They'd probably put Clemson in ahead, a team that didn't play in that game. So, yeah, Clemson would get they wouldn't play, but it would look better because they didn't lose, even though a team that deservedly was in the championship game. It just, we're going to get that.
Well, there's going to be flaws in the system. There's going to be flaws in every system.
Because we're prisoners of the moment, man. And these voters are too. So, you're only as good as what you just did last weekend to a lot of these people.
All right, so if Penn State's 7 and they're 6 in the AP, and Penn State goes 11-1, but doesn't play in the conference championship game, and Oregon turns around and beats Ohio State for a second time, and Penn State is ranked second in America, but they're 10-2, and they lose twice to Oregon, do you put Ohio State in with 2 losses, who played in a conference championship game and lost Oregon twice, or do you put Penn State in?
They'd probably
basically run the table.
They'd put them both in, but to me, the question is, who are you seating higher?
Yeah, okay, yeah, and then that's probably the easy way out for the SEC and the Big Ten is that they're going to find ways. Now, if we gave you that same scenario in the ACC or Big 12,
totally
that
different.
Team's going to be left out.
Exactly. We're seeing 4 teams from the Big East, or it's the Big East, 4 teams from the Big Ten and 4 from the SEC are in right now. So, there's some wiggle room there. They're going to definitely in that scenario, they would obviously put both in. But, in some of these smaller conferences, lesser conferences, absolutely, that's going to be an issue.
These are all blue bloods.
Not this year, but in the future, for sure.
These are all blue bloods except for Indiana. Indiana's a surprise. Before our break, let's take a quick little look at what Indiana has remaining this year because,
their next 2 games are Michigan versus Ohio State. They have a bye in between, but they're
going to find out.
Yeah, they will. And then they end at Purdue.
Yeah, so. It's regional, but that's a huge rivalry.
Very.
Indiana-Purdue.
Unfortunately, Purdue's so bad this year. They're 1-7.
Boy, Indiana beat Michigan State 47-10.
And they were down 10-0 or 14-0 or 10-0 in that game. To start the second quarter, they were down 10-0.
Name recognition schools. In the last 3 weeks, Indiana beat Nebraska 56-7. UW, who again played for the national title a year ago, 31-17, and they just went to Sparty. They went to East Lansing, down 10-0 and won 47-10.
I haven't done my due diligence on IU this year.
Neither have I. I haven't done my due diligence on IU ever. I haven't done it since Bobby Knight got fired.
I was just about to say.
Since Bobby Knight got fired.
So I'll be watching the Michigan game, though. I'll tune in for that just to see because the Michigan defense isn't what it was supposed to be this year, but it's still pretty good, and so it'll be a good test for them.
Wow. They have Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue. We're going to find out a lot about them. Of course, that Michigan game, they're a 14-point home favorite against the Wolverines coming up Saturday at 3:30. All right, final thoughts on the other side. Great to have you with us. JJ and I with you tonight till 8 o'clock.
That's right, I'm Tommy Mack, and it's all about Duval and defense. Offense, special teams, baby. Check me out every Friday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville may have been down late in the contest, but with their perseverance, they showed that they were certainly not out. Thanks to a 9-play sequence capped off by a Trevor Lawrence 4-yard touchdown run, the Teal and Black made the score 28-23 with 4:04 left in regulation. The 70-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Pickin' here with a message from Zero Res. You gotta just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you, so get ready for the holidays. Book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns and Range for our White Tag sales event. Up to 20% off all White Tag firearms all October. With a huge selection of guns, ammo, and gear, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level, they've got what you need to hit your target. If you're a pro or just starting, their friendly experts will guide you at 4630 Planning Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Guns and Range, gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local print management partner, and home to Xerox and HP copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
GoABSinc.com.
Meet Zara talking about his experience with BioTarget Regenerative Therapy at Injury Care Centers.
I came to Injury Care Centers because I'm an old football player and some of my old injuries were beginning to catch up with me. I couldn't do what I used to do without having severe pain. I felt the improvements from the BioTargeting almost immediately. Very few places would guarantee their work because, doctors, they say they're practicing medicine, so you're essentially just an experiment. The folks at Injury Care Centers offering a 100% money-back guarantee lets you know that they take your well-being very seriously.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with great sports for kids 3 to 17, and winter and spring registration is open right now. New girls volleyball and flag at Duval Charter, plus plenty for boys and girls in Nocatee, too. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WonderWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at WonderWorldNEFlorida.com.
WonderWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, no activity today by the Jaguars. They did not make a move before the 4 p.m. trade deadline. A lot of talk about Travis Etienne. I actually like the fact they didn't trade him. I still think for the next regime coming in that he can be a big part of things for one season. And Devin Lloyd as well. Even though Lloyd shouldn't be a starting linebacker, that should be Ventrell Miller. I still wonder if he could be used differently in what I think will be the final year of his contract, because I don't expect his fifth-year option to be picked up as a first-round pick. The biggest surprise would have been Sheriff. I thought maybe a team would have come calling for him, but the guy's been beaten up in consecutive years, not nearly as strong as he once was. He's just a savvy veteran. And what was the asking price? I got to believe that the phone rang, but Trent Baalke didn't get enough in return. And, that is an expiring contract. Andre Cisco as well. That is an expiring contract. I don't think the way that Cisco is played, there would have been anywhere near an attractive offer. That's just my guess. So what you see is what you get with this football team. We will have much more tomorrow as far as health on the offensive line. We know that Cooper Hodges is gone for the remainder of the year. Sheriff went down, returned. Anton Harrison went down. Yesterday, Doug Peterson said he was going to be okay. Of course, Ezra Cleveland was a scratch. Didn't go at left guard last week. Now with, Minnesota coming in. So it's going to be an interesting game coming up at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I got back from Philly yesterday, and the GF already have all of the Christmas stuff up in the house.
So she just skips Thanksgiving completely.
No, we go to Tampa for Thanksgiving.
Oh, but I'm saying
year.
You don't have the fall decor.
Not as much. I mean, she's big on Halloween.
Okay, so that makes sense.
But this is common for her. She does this every year, and it's just not a little bit, bro. I mean,
how many trees?
Well, one big tree.
But do you have little ones around the house?
I used to put one in my bar, and when the kids were with us, we used to put a little tree in each of their rooms. But
dude, this is, I'm newly married. I'm only on year 2, and we've been living together for about 4 now. And this is first experience for me of realizing how much women love to decorate their homes for the holidays. It is their Super Bowl. When my girl goes into that closet and brings out the trunk of Christmas stuff, it's like the joy on her face. It's insane. It's like me watching all Saturday, just laying on the couch. It's exactly the same.
Bro, if you ever saw my garage, she's got one side of the entire garage filled with Christmas decorations.
All year.
That are there 10 months a year.
Well, see, we don't have enough room. We have a 1-bedroom apartment, but I'm sure if we had a house, it would be pretty similar.
You gotta love it, though. She's so smart. She knew to do it when I was out of town.
Genius.
So she didn't have to ask me for any help. I hate being that way, but that's just kind of the way.
Now, are you on the roof doing Christmas lights?
No. We don't do a tremendous amount outside. We do some around some bushes and
stuff.
But
inside, it's a winter wonderland.
Oh, inside, I mean, I'll match that with any house in Duval. I mean, it is absolutely spectacular. And she brings up things I forgot. She's like, "Do you see your Three Stooges ornaments over there in the corner?" And I'm like, oh yeah, let me go with, there they are. Mo, Larry, and Curly. So great stuff. Great tree. And I love the holidays. So anyway, before you know it, blink a couple of times and Christmas will be here.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
When do the Christmas decorations go up in the Hacker household?
You know, my mother back in the day used to put them up around my birthday, which is in late October. It was last week.
Wow, ahead of us.
Yeah,
wow.
but now my mom usually probably another couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. Heidi is more the Black Friday person, but we will keep them up after Christmas. We won't take them down until probably the third or maybe even last week in January.
Yeah.
So we kind of keep them up for a while. So we give them 2 months, probably Black Friday till mid to late January.
No moves today for the Jags, surprised?
Oh, but they brought in, it's funny, did you see Dennis Daly?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of buddies in Nashville. I heard forever how that guy might be the worst offensive tackle that ever played in the NFL. So when I saw when they brought him into the practice squad, I texted my Titan buddies, and they were just sending back the laugh emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a change of scenery will help Dennis Daly, but I know there's not a lot of fond memories of him up in Nashville. I get the ETN stuff. I guess there was a rumor there, but that would have surprised me had they dealt Travis Etienne. He's a really good player. You got him under contract again next year. So, no, I'm not surprised. Brandon Sheriff would have been the guy, but as you talked about earlier this week, or as we talked about, he was a little banged up, so that probably ended that deal.
All right, college football playoff rankings, first installment are in. I imagine you'll be talking about that a little bit.
It's clear we're the biggest thing going on tonight. There's no question. The college football playoff, you got, I think there's actually a college football game. I think there's some National Hockey League action. I mean, there's a lot to get into tonight in the sports world. The way I'm looking at this tonight is if people just need to get away from whiteboards and you know, this, that, and the other from the political spectrum, come on over to Hacker After Dark. We're going to talk a lot of football. We got Zach Goodall, Jaguars Wire, part of the USA Today network, that's going to join us. Matthew Driscoll is going to join the program. How about UNF last night going to South Carolina and knocking off the Gamecocks? I love seeing that. And then later on in the program, Ben Arthur of FoxSports.com talking Jags and AFC South.
Remember one thing, if you are doing the politics, we all went to bed 4 years ago under the assumption that one thing happened. We woke up and it was completely different.
Like
7 hours later. So just remember that if you think something's happening tonight.
I will not comment on that. I will just let you take that and run with it.
Hey, we didn't even mention it we haven't mentioned it all week or the entire 2 hours tonight. So just do what you want with it. But yeah, it's true. We went to bed thinking one thing, woke up, and it was totally different.
Funny how that happened, wasn't it?
It was, no doubt. Folks, have a great night. I hope you voted. Regardless of who it was you voted for, I really don't care who you voted for. I just hope you voted. Exercised your right. That's going to do it. We're back tomorrow night, 6 to 8 for JJ LaSelva. My name is Rick Ballou. Have a great night.